Hi, my name is Paul Stolt Jr. and I live in Clarkston, Michigan with my wife Rhonda and my dad. My parents were unable to have children, but they went to the Lord in prayer, and on December 10th, 1974, at Colorado General Hospital in Denver, Colorado, He blessed them with a son. My faith in God is the one thing that defines me as a person. Three major areas that have been the most influenced by my faith in God are my relationship with my wife Heather, my relationship with my wife Rhonda, and my education here at Mid-America Christian University. Heather and I got married on December 17th, 1999. When 1 year after we got married, Heather developed a disease called aplastic anemia. Aplastic anemia is a disease that attacks the bone marrow, and patients with this disease often have to have a blood transfusion every couple of weeks. Driving Heather back and forth to the hospital was very tiresome because I also worked midnights at Kroger. I would have been worn out very quickly if I did not pray and ask the Lord for strength. The Lord gave me strength in a time when I would have been physically worn out, and He helped me to be able to drive Heather back and forth to her appointments and also be able to work midnights at the grocery store. Heather was in and out of the hospital for about a year, and after a year she passed away from the disease. When she passed away, I remember feeling distraught, overwhelmed, angry at God, and I started praying and asking God why He had to take her. As I was praying, I felt the Lord's peace blanket me and cover me like a blanket, and as this was happening, I could hear His voice tell me that He was with me and everything would be okay, and just to trust Him. As a result of my faith in God, God gave me the peace when I was going through a time of emotional storm. After Heather passed away, I remember going to see my wife Rhonda. I walked up to her door, knocked on her door, and asked her if she was married. She replied that she was not. I was so overjoyed, I ran up to her and gave her a hug right there on the spot. I had met Rhonda when I was a youth pastor at Harvest Time Church in Pontiac, Michigan. The last time I had seen Rhonda before I walked up to her door was at my mom's funeral. My mom had seizures and she passed away as a result of those seizures on July 3rd, 2006. At the dinner after the service, Rhonda and I started talking, and I felt a deep connection with her then. But we decided to go at that moment. We went our separate ways because I was still married to Heather, and I was grieving over the loss of my mom. The Lord helped me and brought me joy by placing Rhonda in my life at that moment, out of a situation of sorrow and heartache by the loss of my mom. After I walked up to Rhonda's door, Rhonda and I started dating for about a year, and then after that we got married at Harvest Time Church on June 14th, 2009. I thank the Lord that He placed Rhonda in my life, and He gave me joy, and He helped me to rejoice out of a time when I was mourning over my mom and Heather. I started Mid-America Christian University in April of 2013, and I had been physically ill because of various things that have happened in my life and the stress that was on me because of my first wife's illness. But I prayed to the Lord, went to the doctors, got surgery for my medical condition, and the Lord brought healing, and He helped to restore me to semi-full health. I'm still not 100%, but I'm a lot better than I was, and I thank the Lord that He is healing me. I'm still a little physically ill, but every day the Lord heals me a little bit more, and I feel a whole lot better than I have in the past. My illness has sometimes interfered with my studies at Mid-America, but as I pray to the Lord, He gives me the wisdom and the strength that I need to get my studies done. Now, currently, at Mid-America, sometimes I still struggle with some of the subjects, but I know that the Lord, as I pray to Him, He will give me victory over the areas that I still don't quite understand, and He will help me in the subjects that I need a little bit of help with and I need a little bit of knowledge with. I thank Him that He's in my life, because if not, I would have probably not done as well as I have here at Mid-America. In closing, I would like to say that I would like to thank God that He's there for me in my life, and the major areas that have been impacted by my faith in God are my relationship with my wife Heather, my relationship with my wife Rhonda, and my education here at MACU. I would like to leave just a couple thoughts, and then after that, I would like to close. The two thoughts I would like to share with you is 2 Corinthians 12:9, which the Apostle Paul said the Lord was talking to him, and the Lord told the Apostle Paul, when Paul prayed and asked the Lord to remove a thorn in his flesh, which I can relate to because sometimes I feel like my illness is a thorn in my flesh. And the Apostle Paul replied, "My grace is sufficient for you. Therefore, my strength is made perfect for weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me." 2 Corinthians 12:9. I am thankful that even though I have this illness, that the Lord is healing me, and that He is using this illness to show His strength and His power in my life. And I also remember a poem by Mary Stevenson, copyrighted in 1984, that said, in the poem, the Lord and this other man was walking side by side on the beach, and they had two footprints. The name of the poem is called Footprints in the Sand. They had two footprints side by side there in the sand, and the man asked the Lord at the most desperate times in his life why there was only one set of footprints. He thought the Lord had abandoned him, and he asked the Lord why He would do this. The Lord told the man that He would never abandon him, that where the man only saw one set of footprints, it was then at that time that He carried him. As a final thought, I would like to say that the Lord has been good to me in my life. The Lord has blessed me and helped me, and that my life has not always been easy, It's been one of struggle. I had complications when I was born, and throughout my life I've had various family members ill. I had various illnesses in my own life. And academically, sometimes I struggle a little bit with learning new things, but one thing that remains consistent in my life is that whenever I have gone on my knees in prayer and prayed to the Lord and asked Him to help me in whatever situation, whatever circumstances that I have been in, He has always been there. And so I would like to encourage anyone today who is listening that whatever circumstance you face, whatever situation you're in, whatever you need help with, if you will just trust God and go to Him in prayer and ask Him to help you with this situation, He will come to you and He will help you. Thank you.